microphones. Okay, good morning and happy Thursday. It's a Thursday morning here in Iowa and many other places. And we're really lucky today because Peggy's here. Looks like she just dropped something on the floor.
The notes that I don't
We
need.
got it on video. And we're going to be showing you some graduation things today, including this really cool, I've never seen before, centerpiece. And what I love about this is you could make it for any occasion. And Peggy has done one up for us for graduation. So we've got that to show you. And she brought in some layouts and a mini book. So lots of really good graduation things. And Janie says, good morning, my friends.
Good morning,
so,
Jamie.
good morning, everybody. Everybody here at Memory Bound. And we are in Iowa. I'm Kelly, and there's Peggy.
Hello.
There's all of Peggy. She's not getting something off the floor this time.
No, not this time.
And we have a few things that came in that we want to show you before we get started. Yesterday, we showed you 3 new collections from Echo Park, including a travel and 2 summer. And then today, we've got back in stock those ever so popular Elizabeth Craft. So Peggy's going to show us the first sticker that we have there, and that's the journal dates and months, which is really handy. And I particularly love this bottom left piece that is kind of a background. And how much is that one, Peggy?
This is $20.99.
Okay, so $20.99 if you want to do your calendar, you're doing a journal, or
I really like that part
planner.
too. That's
I
really
like
nice.
that too with the little rings. It's pretty cool. And then
nice background.
Yeah, and then this one kind of came in and went out. This is journal phrases 1, and you notice they're calling it 1, which means there's probably going to be more. And there's that happy place right there. So if you're writing about Memory Bound, or
you got to have that one.
Get that in there. It says crafting in progress, inspiration, friend, be beautiful, created to create, amazing. So really good words there.
And $11.99.
I just talked myself into it, Peggy.
Yep. And this is, I really like this one because I really like the typewriter.
There's the typewriter. It is really cool. And that's Journal Your Life.
How cool would that be in the corner of a journal box?
Well, and look at that little clip.
Tell them the story.
Those
It's wonderful.
Clips be really nice.
$11.99
These are
there
those
too.
3 new ones, and there's 4
Yes, I really
dies
like that
that
one.
are all from David. And it's his first collection. I think he's been a designer. And this is the Journal File XL2. And that is just one big file. When you fold that in half, you can see the tab at the top.
And I've seen this on quite a few layouts and cards, and I
that
just
was
think
on the
it's
seed
such
packets.
a neat texture piece to things. So $24.99 on that.
I haven't been reading our
comments.
comments, so I better get back to it. And there's the Journal File XL1, and that's got a lot. Their dies always have a lot of stuff on them.
The tab is always a good thing to have. The arrows are nice.
So these are back in stock. These came in, went out. Stamps never came in, then they came in, and now these are back. Now we have everything, and there's the Journal File 1.
And it has like a library card in it too, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that little pocket.
That's really nice to have. So $21.99 on that one. And
what have we got next there? And that's the Journal File 2.
Yep, kind of file folder on there. That's really nice with a little tab on it.
It's got a mini file folder too. It's got it all going on. So
lots of fun stuff on that one.
And then also from Elizabeth Craft, the carrot box.
It's back.
We keep
popular.
reordering it, the carrot box. And how much is that one?
$24.99.
And that's the one that Diana used upside down for a Christmas tree, and Chris used it on the top of her box.
I know, that explosion box was so fun.
And we have used it just to make carrots too. And on the front of that carrot, you saw the little bunny. So we did reorder the bunny die, and
he's pretty cute.
And it is called Bunny. And if Peggy flips it over, I think it'll give you a good idea of all the pieces. And I like it because they're together. So you don't have all kinds of little ones. Yep, not a bad price at all for that.
No.
And this one was requested. And let's see, what is this one called? Planner Essentials. What is it called? File folder page.
Okay.
So it's going to cut out these little file folders, and they're going to be pockets. And then you have some great leaves for other projects.
There's the back, so you can kind of see how it works.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Very cool.
The leaves are nice. I like those leaves too.
We have become quite the Elizabeth Craft store.
Yes. Oh, they're so
And
nice.
They are. When you
They
get
cut well.
You get a lot with them too. And that one is totally covered. I think it's general file folders. The name is covered up, but general file folder.
Yep,
I think
I think
is
so.
what it is. So you get 2 of the little file folders there with the tabs in the middle.
And the file folders are so versatile. You can use them on so many different projects.
And then the puffy alphabets are back in. We sold out of
Yes.
a lot of these colors, but here is the yellow, aka Bumblebee. And then we got Ladybug. And Katie was using these. Kim was using these. That looks like Tangerine.
They are so pretty.
We got a lot of Ladybug.
Yep. Well, it's a pop. Red is a good color.
Red is popular.
Red is a good color.
And then we got the Beetle Black, and I'm naming these all in the official Doodabug colors.
Yes.
And there's Lily White.
And I like them because they're just raised up just a little bit, but they're a nice
Have you
size,
used
like
these
for
too, Peggy,
subtitle. I haven't yet.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, a great
one
for
is
like a subtitle
bluey.
on a layout, or to go like in the middle of a journal box. Great for cards.
Swimming
Good
pool.
size.
They're really good. You're going to find all of
Yes.
these under alphabet stickers. And there's the limeade.
And I mean, they're just so fun, bright.
So we have all
bright
colors,
spring colors.
all colors in stock now. And Corinne says she's never purchased an Elizabeth Craft dies, and there's so many she wouldn't know where to start. We're going to feature mini albums in May, and we will be doing a lot with the planner dies. So hopefully everybody will understand them a little more, because they are. When I first looked at them, I was kind of like, what? But now when you really look at them and you see everything that you can do, especially like this one, like Peggy said, you get that's a little library pocket, and you got a little insert here, and you just have a lot of little things.
And then of course,
Okay, the media grip through Sunday is still on sale for $8.99, regular $11.99. It was released 1 year ago, so to celebrate that, we've got it on special through Sunday, or while supplies last.
Yep.
So if you haven't got that, we used it yesterday in our demo. And I do want to mention about the demo yesterday, but I don't see our cards anywhere back here.
I haven't seen them.
Last shelf?
I don't know. Penny's going to look for them. I don't think so. Anyway, we did a plaid background with the Dainty Plaid stencil and stamp from Pink Fresh. And I apologize because we sold out of that, but we have more coming on Wednesday. So we do have more of those coming on Wednesday. And again, oh, Diane's got them here. We'll just, yeah. Here they are if you want a little refresher. And if you didn't see it, you can go back and see how we made all these fun colors with one stamp or stencil set. And then if you want us to reserve the stamp or the stencil for you, give us a call or send us an email. We expect to have those on Wednesday. So, and then we also want to, Penny, do you have your cards with you?
Yeah.
We're going to give you a sneak peek. Well, it's not really a sneak peek, it's available. We are going to start having virtual classes at least once a month. And the one we're doing in April is with Penny, and it's Copic coloring. And she is going to show you, you're going to do 4 cards. And it's hard to hold them all, isn't it, Penny?
It is.
But they're beautiful.
Here,
Oh my
Penny.
gosh,
I've
they're
got
so
2 hands,
beautiful.
too.
Here's Peggy's helping us out. Penny, I forgot all about this, so
That's okay.
I'm glad you remembered.
Yep, Penny and
I just-
Peggy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me introduce Penny and Peggy to everybody. Or as Kim, I think Kim calls you Penny Peggy.
Yeah, Peggy.
Because Penny was called Peggy even before Peggy was working here.
Yeah.
Because of her friend Peggy and
Yeah.
whatever. So anyway, Penny's on the right, Peggy on the left. So this is our first virtual class, and Penny's going to be teaching it. I'm really excited about it.
Beautiful.
And you can order the class kit, and what's really cool, it comes with the actual stamp and die set. And Penny, do you want to just open it and kind of just show us what you get?
It is.
So you're gonna learn how to color your cards. You're gonna get all the envelopes, the card backgrounds. You're gonna get ribbon. You're gonna end this stamp set. And Penny's gonna tell you the name of it.
It's the Wild Columbine Bundle. So you get the stamp set, and you get the sentiments: grateful, hello friend, just for you, happy birthday to you, thank you, and with deepest sympathy. So a nice
Good
little
words and
assortment.
nice font too.
Yeah, a nice script, and then you get the die that goes with it.
And that set is a $25.99 retail. So it's a $25.99 retail. You're going to get it in your class kit.
Yep.
And so you can do some stamping, and you can make more in the future. And this is a Copic marker class, and Penny has listed suggested Copic colors, and they're listed online also.
So then you'll get your 4 envelopes. You'll get 6 sheets of Hammermill paper that you can stamp and color on. Then you'll get your 4 card bases. So we've got the Color by Pink, a really fun orange, and then 2 grays.
We kind of fell in love with those grays, didn't we, Penny?
And 4 card bases, and then some ribbon.
So if you're interested in taking the class or want to know more about it, Janet did put a link out here. And you can sign up for it. It will be on a private Facebook group. It will not be on our morning video. It will have its own Facebook group. So the only way you can do this coloring with Penny is to get the kit. So, and that class is April, I think it's on the front here.
13th.
It's hard
The
to find.
homework class, startup class will be the 13th for an hour, and then the next week on Thursday it'll be about an hour and a half-ish.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you can't make it to class, you can always watch the video later. It's not like it's a one and done. It'll be out there on the Facebook page, so you can always see it. So, and that is $39.99, and it does include the $25.99 stamp and die set. So thanks, Penny.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Penny,
I'm
Peggy.
so excited.
All right, so check that out. Janet put a link on for it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, and now we're back to Peggy.
Yes, yes.
I think I've got the names down okay, I really do, but it is kind of a running joke here at Memory Bound.
Yes.
All right, well, tell us what we've got today.
Well, we have our 3D centerpiece that I'm going to show you how to put together today. It's just it's a really fun little centerpiece that you can use, not just on graduation, but you can use it for so many different occasions, whether it's birthday, Easter, Mother's Day, spring, anything.
Maybe
you can
a
use
shower.
it for anything. As I was kind of putting it together, I kept thinking about the Life in Bloom papers and how beautiful
yes, that
those
would
would
be
be
really
on
pretty.
this. And so, I mean, it will work for anything. And, it's a great way just to tuck little pieces in, whether you have pictures or ephemera, or, you can put little florals in there, things like that. I think it's just very versatile, and it's really fun to do. It's easy to do. It goes together. You can put it all together within maybe an hour and a half. It really goes quick.
Awesome.
So it's a lot of fun to do. And then I brought along a couple of layouts featuring our graduation papers that we have here, and a couple, and then an older one just to show kind of a unique way, to maybe highlight some things about graduation. This one right here I was going to show because it has my daughter's handwritten graduation speech that she gave when she was a senior in high school. You can see her class of 2008. So it's been a little while, but she was the valedictorian. She gave the student message, and I wanted a way to preserve her speech and to actually show it off. So I have her handwritten original version of the speech that she had presented at graduation, and I wanted to be able to see it in the layout as well as protect it in the layout. And so what I came up with was using a sheet of acetate. So you can kind of see the clear acetate through here.
It's hard to see on the camera, but you can kind of see it when it glares.
Yep. So the acetate is cut to the 8.5 by 11, just as her speech is, and I use the full sheet of acetate to cover it up, and then to hold it all in place, because with acetate, you're going to be able to see through it.
Right,
And
yeah.
it was also the same size as the speech, so I didn't want to use anything to adhere it down. So I got some fabric tape. So this is like book tape that I used. But I think 49 and Market, their fabric tape would be gorgeous to use on a project like this.
Yes.
You know, because it's a little bit wider. But I just put that across the middle of it, and then across the middle of the acetate to hold it in place, and then brought it around and wrapped it around the back.
So the acetate does not move, but the speech comes out.
The speech comes out.
So the acetate stays in place.
Yep, but the speech will come out. That way you can read the speech. You can get it,
So
you know, from the top
it's
of
not
the...
a pocket. It's just...
No.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
just a
very
sheet
nice.
laying on there. It's just a sheet that lays on there. So you can kind of tuck
Very
that
cool.
in.
That's a really, really neat idea. Very original.
So a nice way to kind of highlight something that you want to still have access to, and still see. So, and then, you know, one of the pictures from her giving the speech. And the other thing I wanted to point out about this was, you know, this is not an ideal picture. Pictures in gyms are very hard to get.
That is so true.
I mean, the red eye is right there. But use the picture anyway. Use the picture anyway. You know, your photos don't have to be perfect on your layouts. You can use the picture. You still, it still represents the memory that you want to preserve. And,
Well, exactly. I think that's a good tip.
So use the picture anyway.
You don't
have to have the perfect
and especially, you know, now our phones and stuff take such great photos, but back then you didn't have a lot of options.
And I'll talk about this one too, and I'm going to talk about how, you know, the pictures aren't always perfect. Pictures in gyms are hard to get. You know, we've got that red eye. Well, on this one, this is my daughter's college graduation, and as I was telling Kelly earlier, I really haven't scrapped much about that because I had bought, you know, ordered professional photos, you know, offered by the school, and every single professional photo, from her ringing this bell to her getting her diploma on stage, her eyes were shut. So, I mean, again, you know, the pictures aren't perfect, but the memories are still there. So use the pictures. Just use the pictures.
That's great advice, Peggy.
So just keep using the pictures. On this layout, what I wanted to show is when I made the centerpiece, I had pieces left over, and I wanted to use that paper because I really like the Echo Park and the Reminisce graduation papers. They're so fun, and
they go very well together. So
Uh-huh.
she's using the graduation collection from Echo Park, and then the Reminisce collection is called Grad Squad. So, and we have it in collection packs where you can get the paper and the stickers, and we do have individual stuff of those also.
And like you said, Kelly, they really do, they work well together, they blend well together. The colors are just really really good for using, you know, intermixing the two lines. And then the Simple Stories page pieces to go with it. Also, I mean, they all just blend in together. So I think it's really great that, you know, 3 different companies
right. You
have, you know,
4,
3 different lines.
if you want to count
the Tim Holtz. And then I have the Paper House stickers on here too.
Oh, you do?
So yeah, we got some Paper House stickers on there.
All right, you're gonna have to point those out. Like here's
there's one right down there, through here, just the little
Just
fine
now and then.
details. Yeah.
So she's talking about the Life
Yep.
Organized Paper House stickers, and they're $3.49. It looks like you get 2 sheets, and they're loaded with these teeny tiny
my gosh, yes.
stickers, and you probably barely put a dent in the package.
And I was really surprised at how many I actually used. And I used, I like the little fine detail that they give. And I mean, I think they're great for cards. They work on layouts. I really liked them. But I was going to talk a little bit about this one in using, you know, the 1-inch squares, which were my scraps from the centerpiece to form a background. If you have watched many of my videos, you'll see that this design, basic page design, is one that I go to quite frequently, where if I only have one photo that I want to use, I'll use the photo and text block together, and then to kind of change it up, I just change, you know, the outside, the background, and how I build the background. But it is a design style that I do repeat a lot because I really like it and it fits my style.
It looks good.
And by changing the background, you really change the look of the entire layout. And that's kind of one thing I wanted to show. The other thing that I wanted to talk about with this layout is I only had one sheet of gold paper when I started this layout, but I wanted to make sure I matted this and I had it along the back. So we had to do a little bit of creative cutting.
Yeah.
So you see that.
So you just cut it out of the back.
I did.
And there is a term for that, because
I couldn't
Teresa
think of it.
showed us that. And I can't remember. There's a special term.
But it's a great way to conserve paper, and to use, you know, to get the most out of you know, your full sheets of paper. And what I did to figure out how much I needed, I printed out my journal block. I laid it on the back, and you can kind of see my pencil lines. I measured around, and then I just took my trimmer and I cut in that area. So I would have get it the right size. So that was, you know, nothing technical or, you know.
Oh, Katie
anything.
said it's called gutting.
Gutting
Your paper.
Okay.
Thanks, Katie. I knew there was a name for it.
I knew we could trust you, Katie.
Yes.
I knew it. But you know, using that to use, you know, to conserve your paper, I think is a great way to utilize
Especially
everything.
the gold metallic paper,
Yes.
because that's kind of pricey stuff.
But you know, it's beautiful paper, and
It is.
kind of makes me feel fancy when I use it.
It makes things pop. I think that's what we call our Bonnie paper.
And then the other thing that I kind of like to do that's kind of a little deceptive is when I do my banner pieces here. Trust me, these banner pieces are not, you know, 10, 11 inches long. They're 2 inches.
So you just tuck them
Just
underneath.
tuck them underneath.
And run them up.
Yep.
And
then I kind of rolled the edges up because I thought I needed a little more texture on here. So I kind of rolled the edges up a little bit. I liked the gold sparkly paper. It kind of went with the, you know, the letters in there. And I had a few strips of extra of that too, so that I wanted to make sure I used it all. And then I just, you know, a little bit of word, little puffy sticker, the Doodlebug puffy stickers. Yep.
So the puffy hearts. It's funny because the brown and the black, the bonbon and the beetle black,
go great with these.
they do, and those are the ones.
Yep.
Those have been our best sellers, and the white. And those go with the
really
puffy alphabet we just showed.
Yes, they do. They're the same colors. So it was wonderful. I used the page pieces, and you'll see more of these on this next layout.
Right.
But it comes with, I love the big titles. I love the oversized pieces in the package. You'll see that it has some confetti pieces in here. And that's what I popped up the title, and I tucked those confetti pieces underneath just to give it a little more, you know, pop it up, give it a little more wow, you know.
That was an aha
just
for
kind
me.
of tuck it in there. And then as I was doing it, when I was trying to figure out the placement of the title, because I knew I wanted to use this title, but it was really long, and it was longer than what my journal area was. And I decided, well, I'm going to have to put it over onto the picture, but where on the picture? And so as I'm looking at the picture, I'm thinking, where would it fit best? Would it fit best on the bottom, on the top? But then the curve of the bell
Worked out pretty perfect.
and that's where I can kind of tuck it in at. And I think, you know, design wise, I think that just it just fit there. And so with this curved line, I also wanted to use these little banners because they too have curved lines on them to kind of bring that in. So, you know, the design elements play a big role in elevating your layout, you know, to you know, a new level. Just the little fine details. You see the little balloons, you know, they're kind of festive.
Very festive. I never thought about putting something under my title like the confetti. I love that idea. And we do have a question.
Yeah.
For your squares, are those from the 12 by 12 paper or the 6 by 6?
A little of both.
Little both.
A little of both. This would be the Reminisce papers are all from the 12 by 12.
These look like they might, the little hats might be
Those
from
are from the 6 by 6.
That might not be, but that probably is.
Yeah, the Reminisce papers here
So
are
she
the
mixed
12
it
by
up.
12. So yes, I did mix it up a little bit. They're just kind of the scraps that I had that I thought, oh, this looks good and this looks good. And then when I kind of sketched out what I wanted to do on this. And again, another way to conserve paper, I didn't cover the entire sheet with 1x1 squares. I mean, I always say that I'm
Yeah, you
kind
don't
of a
really
glutton
need to.
for tedious tasks, but I didn't really want to do that. And so what I did when I started to lay out my 1-inch pieces is I drew a square around to give me a guide where my pieces were going to go. And then I drew lines at 1-inch increments, just a couple different rows across, so I can make sure that I got
So
them
you
all
got them straight and perfect.
And so this was kind of my guide. So I had, 3 rows down, 2 rows across, to fit everything in, because initially my journal box was going to go the other way.
Oh, and you changed your mind.
And I changed my mind. But I had to leave it like that because I already had the directional paper going that way. So,
So we do have two
but it
questions
happens.
for you, Peggy. Did you cut your squares with a trimmer or a punch?
I did cut my squares with a trimmer. I wish I had a punch. I
Well,
really
they look
wish I would have
they
a
look
punch.
really perfect.
Which is why I have this black coming around here, because this piece right here is a little short.
Oh, okay. So
So that
just
kind of covers up any imperfection that way. So
kind of a little border
yeah,
strip.
that
And
that
then
helps.
The other question is they want to know, what do you use to adhere your squares? What kind of adhesive?
Just my tape runner.
Okay.
Just
so
my
a
tape runner. So I use, oh gosh, I don't think I have it with me today.
So
I
any
don't,
tape runner.
but any tape runner is going to
would
work. And that's what I do. I put a little bit across, the bottom and the top, and put it down. And then I can, usually with the repositionable is good to use, because it still gives you a little bit of wiggle room to kind of adjust it and get it to make them square.
And I do want to mention the large word band from Tim Holtz. That's from his new collection.
Yep. And I
Fit in
used
there very
foam tape
nicely.
to put that
Okay.
one down.
Oh,
I used foam strips, the strips that we have.
Perfect.
The foam tape that we used on that one. So that's what, and I just thought, I just thought it went well with
I think it
graduation.
kind of grounds your
Yes.
journaling.
Yep. And then add, a little graduation cap to the top of the journal block, just for a little fun detail, just to kind of, say, hey, this is graduation again, even though it says it all the way through. But
It's definitely a
still kind of
graduation
fun.
layout.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And this layout just talks about the tradition of ringing the victory bell at the college that my daughter went to, and the opportunity, the reasons why they did it, and why, this picture, holds some significance. So there's that one. And then we'll go to this next one. This is one last year. Last May, my son gave the commencement speech at the high school where he's a counselor at. And I wanted a way to scrapbook, the fact that he did it, and I wanted to make sure that we had his speech, because his speech was it was kind of fun. It was called 13 Lessons, What School Really Taught You When You Weren't Paying Attention.
I like that.
And it's so his personality. It just very much is. And again, on this layout, I started out with trying to figure out, how am I going to keep the speech, show the speech, what is my design, what is my page design going to be on this. Again, I brought my little sketch and my little notes that I make when I do it.
You prepare, don't you, Peggy?
Just to kind of get my mind rolling when I got ready to do it. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? I mean, it was a 3-page, or actually 5-page speech. I knew I couldn't, really show that on the entire thing. But then I got to thinking, well, it's school, and it's textbooks, and it's a book. And so when I started putting it together, I thought, well, I'm going to kind of follow what I did here and tuck the speech underneath. As you can see here, you can lift it out.
This is so neat. Everybody get ready for this.
But I wanted it to be a book, so you can open it up and you can see the speech. And there's a speech, and it pulls up. And then you can read it all.
And that will be really great to look back on.
Yeah. So, kind of a fun little pocket there. It's a nice way to, preserve that in there. People can still read it whether the layout is setting out and they can lift it up, or if it's in the page protector and you can pull it out. So that was, kind of just a different perspective on a graduation layout. I kind of combined some of the Echo Park, the Reminisce, and again the Simple Stories page pieces. What I loved about the page pieces is how well they matched everything, but I like the oversized die cuts.
Yeah, the page pieces always have maybe 3 items that are large.
I
like
love
this
that.
banner, and then the grad hat, and then the title,
And the
graduate.
diploma here, and then it had this right here. And what I liked about this, I used the Reminisce paper, the film strip paper here, and then I included some of the lessons, some of the 13 lessons that he wrote about in his speech. And my favorite one was the lesson from 2nd grade where they start to do math. And it talks about how, you should pay attention to your finances and pay your bills, but don't be afraid of fractions. That was my favorite. I love that. Don't be afraid of fractions, which is just so him.
So Peggy's referring to this paper from the Reminisce Grad Party line,
Yep.
or it's called Grad Party. It's from Grad Squad, and one side, I actually love the back of it too.
I do too. I love that
I think
confetti.
it'd be hard to choose, but on the other side, it's got film strips, and you can use it as is. You can cut them apart. Jennifer also uses paper in her daughter's layouts, and
She cut it apart too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I cut it apart, and then I just kind of formatted my journaling to fit within, the photo frames, and that was how I highlighted that. The other thing I did here when I created the book, just for a little bit of extra security, I did put score tape underneath this. I did hinge it here, or score it here so that it would lift, but then I included the brads.
Oh, okay. So Brad's
to secure it
really
down.
going to help it stay.
So I mean, kind of like a notebook or a composition book, or something, but just to help it all stay in place. Again, with the gold, because I just think the gold just kind of lends that celebratory feel, and just kind of makes you feel special with that. And I use that, throughout.
And graduation is special.
It is special. It really is special. On the banner strip here, I did. I used the Simple Stories chipboard.
Oh yes, we've been using
a couple
that.
different
The
stars.
color vibe.
This is the color vibe,
Peggy
and it's
used
the basics.
The basic, because that goes really well with the graduation lines.
And then just some gold Nouveau drops, some punch stars out of the black paper, and then gold Nouveau drops on there. And then this too is. I thought I brought a package. The mini
is that
brads.
the brad? Oh, we do have graduation hat brads, everybody. It's a,
no,
or is it a
wasn't there? No, it was a brad. I thought I brought a package over. Maybe I missed it. But anyway, it's the hat brad to use on that. So I thought that just needed a little bit more.
What a good memory, and how special to have that speech
so
preserved like that, Peggy, to go back and look on.
So maybe someday he'll enjoy that. But although I did send him a picture of it, and his response back to me was, "That's really cool." I thought, yeah, that's a pretty good compliment. So we'll take it. We'll take it.
I would think that coming from a son, but coming from my son, it would be.
Yep. Okay. Well, we're going to move on to this now.
All right.
We're going to do this.
I'm really excited to see how to make this. This is a centerpiece, and you found this on Pinterest, or where did you get, or did you make up this idea, or
Instagram? I saw a picture of it on Instagram, and I thought I can do that.
Well, and you did.
I did. I took it home and I kind of did it. So it all goes on there. So what I did, I used the Echo Park graduation papers, and I did use the full-size papers on this. Rather than the 6x6, because the strips that make these loops are 4x8.
Okay, so 4x8.
It's 4x8. So what you need to start with is you need 12 4x8 strips of paper, because you'll have 12 loops altogether.
You should be able to get 4 of those on one sheet.
yep.
Unless you have a directional thing.
And if you
going
have, a double-sided paper, use both sides. You know, you can use
Yeah.
either side. So you know, if you're going to cut 4 out of that, you can, you know, use 2 one direction and 2 the other direction, and that works out well. So, like, you know, with this one, you can do that. The base is cut to 4.5. Is it 4.5? Yeah, 4.5 by 8.5. So that's the base.
So it's just a half inch bigger than your.
So the gray piece here. That's your base, and that is cut out of chipboard. And then on my sample, I did cut my paper another 1/4 of an inch bigger all the way around, and then wrapped it around, but that's kind of bulky. So I thought, why not just cut it the same size, and then we're going to just glue it down. So I found the more I use my Nouveau glue, the better I like it.
It is,
and I
it is
really
a very
do like
popular
it.
glue,
It gives
that's
me
for
a
sure.
little bit of time for wiggle room, but then it holds really well.
And it doesn't bubble up.
No.
It's really good. So Peggy's using, I know a lot of you love the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. We have I think these are the 120 milliliters. The 60 milliliters have been incognito, out of stock for a while. But, you know, more glue is better anyway. And
I really like
let's see,
it.
that glue is, it's $11.99 for the big bottle.
I just really like it. And as I started doing this, the first time that I made that one, I used score tape on all of my strips. But on the second time around when I did this one, I used the Nouveau glue.
You use the glue?
And I really like the Nouveau glue.
Might be.
So I just, you know, it won me over when I did that. So there's your base. That's how simple the base is.
So 4.5 by 8.5 for the base.
Yep.
4 by 8 for all of
Yep.
your, I don't know if you want to call them loops.
Yep, that's
For
what
all
I
your
call just
loops.
loops. Now, on this one, I've already prepped it up, and I am using the score tape just because I thought it would just go a little bit quicker. So I have my 4 by 8 piece on the back along one edge. I put 1/4 inch score tape. I'll take that off, and then just kind of loop it over. You don't want to fold because you don't want to crease.
Right.
You just want to be very careful to get that loop, and then just press it down all the way across.
Oh, I love this, Peggy.
So that's how simple the loop is.
I
4 by
suppose you
8,
could make them
fold it
other
over.
sizes too.
Yeah,
If you just
I
figure
thought
out your
maybe,
dimensions.
you know,
This is a nice size
if you have
here.
like the 6 by 6 pad, why not go 3 by 6?
Yeah.
And fold it over, just be a little bit smaller. The Simple Stories, you know, 6 by 8 pads, how awesome are those? Use 4 by 6 or 4 by 8. I mean,
yeah.
you only have to cut, you know, one side of it. So there's your loop. That's your first loop. Then what you do, like the rest of my, oh, right there. Okay, so I started putting this together. So I've got 8 of the loops together here. It does take 12 total.
Okay.
So I've got 8 together there. Here's 3 that I've put together, so you can kind of see it in a smaller way. I'm going to add this to this end, and I already have my score tape on here. Again, the Nouveau glue, you know, works just
fine.
as well. And when I did this, I double score tape it just because it's
kind of
bulky and it's got a little
pressure
power
on
to it. Yeah. So I'm going to make sure that my score tape
Is it-
meets up with my score tape.
Okay.
And usually I put it about a 1/2 inch up. I don't
Okay.
measure anything. I kind of eyeball
Just
it.
eyeball it.
And then where the edges come together here, you just kind of
You kind of get your hands full, don't you, Peggy?
You do. You really do. And then you just
But
kind
that
of
looks
push it.
easy.
Yeah. And then you just kind of push it all together on there to put it on there. So there's 11, and then we're going to put the 12th one on there. Oops, I can hear it.
You know, Peggy, this is reminding me one year for a graduation design, we made loopy flowers that were kind of
Oh,
like this, but
yeah.
they were a lot narrower. Mm-hmm. And we had fewer. We didn't have 12, maybe 8 or something. But it was kind of the same process.
Mm-hmm. So yes, I'm going to just, you know, add this next one on there and tape that in. Come and get your fingers in there. Get in there all the way.
So you could adjust the size, you can adjust the theme. I think it'd be
so there
really
it
fun
is.
for Easter. You could put
Oh
Easter
gosh,
egg
yes,
shapes
Easter
in
eggs,
there.
and you could put dollar bills in there, kind of,
Yes,
you
you
know, the
could.
little Easter eggs in there with it. So there's that. Then to attach it to the base, I'm going to take whiter score tape. Where did I put my whiter one? I got the 1-inch score tape. You can get the 1.5-inch score tape. I just took the 1-inch score tape, and I'm going to just kind of eyeball.
Yeah, I'm really anxious to see how it gets attached to the base.
So I'm going to just put it through here. Make it a little bit longer this next time. Let's see.
Well, Peggy, I think this is just an amazing design. I love it.
You know, and it really,
And
like I
it's
said, it comes
fun.
together quite quickly.
I mean, you could make them for Christmas.
Yep.
There's just
Yeah,
all
I mean,
kinds of themes.
they'd be fun to give to the gals you work with in the office, you know, at Christmas time, and, you know, put little Christmas cards in there, or Christmas tags, gift tags, I think would be great. Okay, so there's that. And then we're just going to peel this off, and then we're going to pop it on there.
So Peggy's being very generous with the score tape, and then she's going to attach it to the base. And just as a reminder to everybody, the loops were 4 by 8, and the base is 4.5 by 8.5.
Yep.
So if you cut your paper, a 12 by 12 paper, you should be able to get 4 loops out of one sheet of paper.
Yep. And I would recommend kind of going with a neutral-ish base paper. On my original one, I did go
Oh,
with the
sure.
solid color, but kind of a neutral-ish one.
Because that's really, you don't really want the
you
base
don't
to
want
stand out.
right? You
want
don't
the
want it
rest
to
of
compete with the rest of it.
And then if you look on this one, Peggy's added all kinds of ephemera and some photos. And she's got a little popped up graduation hat. And I love what she did here in the front. She put a
With the
couple
banner
little
pieces.
banners in the front.
So then, when you go to put this on,
Here we go.
okay, ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
We're just going to put it. We're going to make sure that we have it centered on there.
And you're just eyeballing it.
Eyeballing it, yep. And then I'm going to put my hands through that bottom loop. And if you
Oh
have,
my gosh.
I actually just
Ta-da!
kind of use a pair of scissors.
Just to go in there and
Just-
put a
yeah,
little,
and put some pressure
so a
on there.
ruler or something inside
Whatever
there
you
just
have.
to get some pressure on
Yep.
it.
And then push that down, you know, in the middle too. And kinda put it
Baby
down.
shower, bridal shower, we got lots
Oh
of
gosh,
ideas
anything,
coming
anything. And that's the nice thing about the versatility of the design, is that it can be used for anything.
through. Okay, so we've
And
got
you
the
can
size
use
of the
any
paper.
yep.
And then Gail has a question, is it strong enough to hold cards given at a party? You know, if somebody gave you cards, could
Yep.
you stick them in there? I think you could. I
Yep.
mean,
It'll hold.
definitely.
It'll hold.
Especially if you're using that super strong score tape.
There. I mean, it'll
Yeah,
hold.
there's a pack
It will
of
hold. Because I
color
think these are tight enough in here that it will hold onto, you know, what you
You
want to
know
put
what?
on
You're
there.
right. I think that's the whole clue. They're very tight with the 12.
Yep.
Oh my
And
gosh, I
then-
love that.
And then what you'll see on this one, I did use kind of a circular sticker here, and I'm gonna, this is my sticker sheet, that you can use any kind of,
Oh, so you just stuck a little sticker on there?
yeah, to kind of hide where it all comes together.
Oh, that is great.
And you could use, you know, die, you know, any kind of a die. If you have like the, what did I do with?
You could use a
So
die
I had,
cut, sticker.
You can have one of these, you know. and-
Peggy's got the big
put it right there
2023 that Chris
if you
had
want to
used
do
on her
that.
card.
You know, you can put that along there too.
And it's all sided, so if you put
Yeah.
it in the center of your table, people can enjoy it all the way around.
Yep.
I like how you put little photos in it. I think that's really cute.
So, you know, and that just kind of hides that. You know, if you have like, if you're going to do it like for spring or for a baby shower or bridal shower or anything like that, die cut flowers, you know, layered
Oh,
die cut
flowers would
flowers
be
would be
really
really pretty up there too. Anything like that would work just to kind of cover that up. You know, I mean, if you could you know, do like if you had like a scallop circle to come above it.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would look
Or-
really pretty
yeah.
too on there. But then once you get this part done, then what I did with mine is I just went to the ephemera pack and got some different ephemera.
And we're talking the graduation. It's called
Yep.
graduation. That's why it gets confusing.
Yep.
But the collection from Echo Park that's called graduation, influenced by Memory Bound.
Yes, yes, yes.
She's using these
I'm so
stickers
glad
on the
that-
side, and then I don't see the ephemera, but it has a pack of ephemera, and she's using
That's
that.
right there.
Oh, it's over here. Okay. So
And-
here's the ephemera, so you can see these are the pieces that Peggy's using.
Yep. And I
Just
mean,
to
you
add a
can
little.
decide which is the front, which is the back. I mean, on mine, I went ahead and just to give it a little bit of, I just put a little bit of a scallop border on here to decorate
Peggy, I
that
just
up a
had
little
bizarre,
bit.
I just had a crazy idea.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm thinking this, but who knows where things come from. But there's 12 loops if you wanted to do something like the 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh, that would be
And
awesome.
stick something maybe in each loop. So I don't know where that came from,
Yep.
but I think that'd be cool.
Oh, I love that idea. That is awesome.
And Gail loves it. She says it's amazing, and she's doing it for her daughter's college graduation. So
it's
you are inspiring.
Yay! Yes, because it, like I said, you know, you can make them different sizes. You can use different papers. They
do
go
school colors.
together. So, yeah, I mean, and we have such a nice collection of the different area schools. You know, the papers to go with that. That I mean, you can customize it to anything that you want, and then you just take your ephemera and you can glue the ephemera in, or you can just stick it in there. You know, wherever you
Just
want.
however you want it.
know,
That's what she's
with your
done over here.
photos and things. But yeah, I mean, it's so easy
Very
to
nice,
do.
Peggy. You know, we have had graduation open houses for probably the last 15 years or so, and it's pretty cool because we've never had this centerpiece before. We've done a lot of other things, but we've
Yeah, I
never
mean,
done
If
this.
we want to do like a little banner border here, can do that. Let me see.
So people,
Put some
I
in
think
here.
people can decorate it.
Any way you want. I mean, it's just kind of a fun thing to do.
And now what
here.
she's doing, there are little stickers on the sticker sheet that are
Yep.
these banner pieces, and she's adding them onto the front.
Yep. And you know, again, I'm gonna make them look like some of them are bigger than others. Just
gonna
by
be
putting them
tricky.
this way. But then I'm going to hide it by putting that on there too.
It's just kind of fun. You just start going and you keep
It is,
going.
you know, and you can do as much or as little. You can come in. I mean, like today when I came in, I stuck the pictures in that one. And I wish I could have found my kids' senior pictures. I would have used that. But, you know, if you want to make, you know, a dozen of them to put at different tables for your reception, you know, first grade pictures in one,
Oh,
second grade
you're
pictures in
right.
another,
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh, for
that
each
sort of
grade.
thing. Yeah, you can do that. And so, I mean, the ephemera, you know, works well in there. Let me turn it around.
Yep, it turned out
Here,
great.
We'll go this way because this will be the front. That'll be the back. You know, you can use. I wish I had my tape runner with me. But
That's okay. I think people get the
yeah,
idea,
I mean,
and
you
you've got
can
one
use
all put
this.
together. So
to kind of go there. Just a nice, quick and easy little
and
piece
Leanne
here.
commented, "I've got the 12 Days of Christmas." Leanne's thinking 12 years of school.
Yep, exactly.
So
Mhm.
that
So, you know, if
So
you
there's
have the
lots of
longer
cool
ones, you
things.
just put them on there and you can pop your pictures in.
so if
and
you have a graduation or
card.
you have other parties coming up, this is a great idea.
You know, you can
and
use
we
your puffy hearts down
Probably
here.
have
or-
some wonderful paper collections out there. Even the 49 and Market would
Oh
be
gosh,
beautiful on this.
I was just thinking about that one this morning. The 49 and Market everywhere, the travel one, I think would just be beautiful. Those colors are so gorgeous, and they have so many different pieces to accompany that. You know, with just their
Lots of,
you know,
and speaking
everything.
of 49 and Market, just a public announcement that we are getting more shipments this week to fill in the things that are sold out.
Yay.
It's kind of like our distributors got some things back in stock. They got a container this week, and so it's dribbling in. But we're getting more. I think tomorrow we should be getting some more too. So, well, Peggy, I think everybody loved that. I think it was amazing, and we appreciate you being here today.
The
Thank
little
you
cut
so
up
much.
parts can go in there too.
Oh yes, I actually like that really well. The large cut aparts that really makes
toward
it
the back. So yeah, you just tuck things in, and it's really fun to do. And you can spend as much or as little time decorating it as you want to, but it really does come together very quickly. The hardest part is putting the 12 loops together and making sure they stick. But again, if you use either the glue or you use I would absolutely double stick the score tape to keep it together. It just gives you a little bit of added protection so it doesn't come apart. 1/4-inch score tape is what I used on the loops, the 1-inch score tape along the bottom to hold it to the base. So
yeah, we don't want to you don't want it to fall apart during your party.
No,
that wouldn't be good.
Nope. And this one's been together for a couple months, so so it's pretty sturdy.
You use the right adhesive, and that really helps.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So tomorrow's Friday, and we have Lori is going to be here for the first time, and she's doing what she calls clean and simple cards. But I will tell you, they're beautiful with rub-ons from 49 Market. So Lori will be here tomorrow. And Peggy, people say you need to enter your pages to some magazines.
I am going to start an Instagram page.
Oh,
I'm working on that
good.
one. It's going to be called Peggy Plays with Paper. It just isn't up yet.
Peggy Plays with Paper.
Peggy Plays with Paper. It's just not
well,
quite
when that
ready
gets
yet,
going,
so
we'll let everybody know because
so
they
I will
love
have
your
that
layouts.
to put the layouts on there.
And Sigrid just said, super cute, Peggy, you are amazing.
Sigrid, I'll see you Saturday.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll be back tomorrow.
Happy graduation.
Happy
Let's
graduation
celebrate
ideas.